Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Dominique Davis, also known as Brown and Bendy, and here on this channel we practice flexibility of the mind, the body, and the spirit. I hope you're doing well today. Let's just get the items out the way before we get into it. Number one, Script Your Way to a New Reality is out now, my scripting journal. You can go ahead and check out the link in the description box. This is a labor of love that I created for the community so that we can grow closer together as we deepen our scripting practice. The second item is that there is a scripting journal giveaway every month. If all you got to do is comment on the channel, engage on the channel, and you will be entered to win a free journal. There is also in the description box a list of books that I recommend if you're starting your spiritual journey. And last but not least, if you choose to comment, whether you want to enter the contest or not, if you're just choosing to comment, go ahead and share some manifestation stories too, because I love to read them. And starting next Friday, I'm going to start sharing the manifestation stories from the community. Okay, so you might notice that my energy is a little bit different. It's not bad at all, just a little different. Yesterday, my car shut down while I was on the highway and my kids weren't in the car. And it was a otherworldly experience. Divine protection. I think I'm just going to do a story time on Monday because there are just parts of the experience that just have nothing to do with the cookie cutter reality that we all wake up to and believe is real. It was a magical experience, but I still haven't processed all of it yet. And even the aftermath of it happening, I haven't processed all of it yet. So I'm going to talk to you guys about it on Monday. But I wasn't even going to make a video today. We had to deal with a lot of car stuff. And I got home and ever since it had happened, we were dealing with car stuff all the way up until we got home, maybe like 2 hours ago. And I was telling myself, I'm going to just relax all day. I'm just going to watch some television, eat some good stuff, and just relax, which of course there would be nothing wrong with me relaxing. But last night, I believe Hannah, I don't have my phone near me, a community member named Hannah emailed me and she was just like, I really appreciate your channel and what you do. And you've been a part of my life changing. And it just hit me like how grateful I am to be alive and to have this life. And I've had this spiritual growth that has occurred that has given me clarity. And like I said, I haven't processed it. I'm going to make this video on Monday, but when I got that message, it put me fully in my body, even though I was still recovering from an intense reaction to fear. I was so in my body and so grateful to be this spirit with this specific experience, living this specific life. I was so grateful. And then I had this other vision of how the situation would have turned out based on my belief system. And it's so funny because a couple of months ago, I was talking with my therapist about how I often feel unsafe. So we have been working on me understanding that I have divine protection and that I'm divinely protected and that I can't think of everything that can go wrong. I have to believe that based on my vibration, I am protected. So I started to see myself as a person who is divinely protected. And little by little by little, I would get proof of that in my life. I would see, I'm trying so hard not to get emotional. I can see clear as day how I would be in a situation or given a specific circumstance, and I will see how close that situation was to being a completely different way, and how magically I'm always drawing the long straw. somehow, some way. We know what it is. It's the law of attraction. But of course, that's not all it is. That's just the process by which it works. But it's divinity. It's it's this divine blessing that is life. So what I want to talk to you about today is how to get out of the mindset. If you do not believe in yourself, if you do not believe that you are a person who is capable of doing something, being something, living a specific way, I want to talk to you about why you see yourself that way and then how to fix it. So, first, self perception. What is your story and who are you in that story? I know a lot of times when we talk about visualization, I say, see it from your eyes, feel it in your hands. Imagine as you're manifesting, seeing everything as if you're currently living in it. I do know I say that quite a bit. I want to shift gears with when we imagine who we are in our story. I want you to see yourself like you're watching a movie. You can even do mirror this work while looking in the mirror and looking at yourself. But what you want to begin to articulate to yourself is, what is your story? How did you end up where you are right now? Where do you live? How do you feel about where you live? Where do you work? How do you feel about where you work? How do you perform where you work? Who are you in a relationship with? How do you feel about your relationship? How do you feel about your lack of relationship? All of the things. Start to define the story of your life. And as you define that story, you must identify, who are you in that story? When you begin to look at yourself in that way, the thoughts, beliefs, habits, patterns that are holding you back begin to expose themselves very clearly. So, for example, if I were to do this a year ago, 2 years ago, I would say that I am a person who has really big goals, really big dreams, who also fears those big goals and those big dreams, because I don't know what will happen to me if I get them. That was my story a couple years ago. And then through work on myself, through connection with this divine universe, I have started to understand that if I trust in my own protection, I can trust my path. I don't have to be afraid of what's going to unfold. I can allow it to unfold and know that it's all going to be good. So when I see myself in my story, I go from seeing myself as somebody who is afraid of the unknown, afraid of the future, to seeing myself as a person who embraces the unknown, enjoys the unknown, enjoys being uncomfortable, and has faith in the future. That is how I am learning to see myself and learning to define myself in my story. Manifestation work goes so much faster when you become friends with your ego and say, hey, I know you're looking out for me, but I'm going to do my own thing, right? And then you allow yourself to just see who you are, who you're being. Allow yourself to identify your protection mechanisms. Allow yourself to identify when you become moody, when you become angry, when you become depressed and anxious. Don't take it personally. Just allow yourself to identify it and see why it happens. And then you can understand who you are in your story. So then after we do that, we want to identify what a capable person is to us. What are you trying to manifest? What are you trying to pull into your reality? And then identify what type of person is capable of pulling those things into their reality, right? So when we do that, we'll want to start leaning into activities and ways to spend our time that align with us being that person. So for example, like I said, today I told myself, I'm going to just relax. I'm going to just cuddle up on the couch. I'm going to just decompress. That's what I told myself I was going to do, right? But in me telling myself that I'm going to do that, that's me aligning with my story that I am a person who does not feel safe. Because even though the event has happened, even though the event is now in the past, I expected myself to still need to feel comfort, to still need to comfort myself and use a little bit of escapism to feel grounded in my body again. That's why I planned on today just being a self-care day, because I thought I was going to need to give myself that extra love. And there's nothing wrong with that. Please understand, there's nothing wrong with that. But based on my old story, I didn't think that enough healing had taken place for me to just jump back into life. But that being said, when we got home, I told you guys, I've shifted. I don't know what it is, but I've shifted. I have this level of gratitude in me for life at this moment that it's so deep. I can't articulate it. I can't even articulate it. But when we got home, we came upstairs and I was like, baby, I'm beat. I said to my husband, I'm beat. We've been handling this car stuff for like 24 hours now. And he was like, I'm beat too. And I was like, all right, let's just go upstairs. And when we got upstairs, something in my brain was like, go running. And I was like, nah, I don't feel like doing that. And then I was just like, I don't know how it happened. I just found myself putting on my sweatband and changing into leggings and changing into socks and shoes. And my husband took our son to the park and I had my daughter and I used the stroller. We have a jogger and I just jogged with the stroller with my daughter and I ran and it felt so good. It felt so good. I can't even put it into words. And then I came back and I need to shower. I stink. I was about to shower and then I was like, let me make a video. Let me just go make a video. Let me make a video. So here I am. I wasn't going to make a video today because I told myself, like, let me take this day to get my head together. Because based on my old story, what happened yesterday would have shook me so much that I would need a few days to recover. And I am not saying that in a bad way. That's not a bad thing. Based on my old personality and based on my lack of faith, having a near-death experience, we will get into it on Monday, okay? But having an experience like that, I would be traumatized. And that experience would have just been more proof that the world is dangerous to my old personality. And the way that my brain is processing it now is just, it's magical. It's phenomenal to me. And I know that it's not overnight work. It is not the result of something that I did last week. It is the result of years, the past 3-4 years of teaching my brain to understand that things do not happen to me to hurt me. Everything happens for my good. Lo and behold, this thing has happened to me and I feel that it is for my good. So I chose to run. I chose to make this video. My vibration is, we'll talk about what happened to my vibration on Monday, but it never went down. I was in a state of freeze. I was in a state of freeze for like 2 hours. So not fight, not flight, but I was in a state of nothing was really happening. I just stopped. And after that, I have to process it. But yes, so I chose today to lean into what will allow me to feel like the person I want to be. And I gave myself space to not do it if I didn't feel it, but I did feel it. So that's that. Last but not least, create a new story where you are a person that you have full confidence in, right? So understanding now that we are leaning into doing things that make us feel more confident in ourselves and give us more confidence, start rewriting that story. Okay, you know the old story about who you are and how you ended up where you are. Now rewrite that story. Who are you? And the you that you are is a person that you have complete confidence in. How did you get where you are? It's the same set of events, but learn to change your perspective so that that same set of events reflects the parts of your personality that you appreciate, the parts of your personality that nobody else can imitate or copy. the parts of your personality that make you awesome. And don't say that there aren't any, because that's just victim mentality. It's not true. There's yin and yang. We all have light, we all have shadow, we all have flaws, and we all have amazing things about us that nobody can ever take away. So rewrite how you got where you are by looking at that same set of events and saying, okay, so for example, you guys know when I first had my son, I lived with my mom, and it was not the greatest situation. It was, at the time, I felt like I was embarrassed about it. I was embarrassed about how bad I was with our money, how bad my husband and I were with our money. I was embarrassed about not being on our own 2 feet, and we had a baby. And so that's what I focused on. Now, looking back on it, I am so grateful that I put my ego down enough to ask my mother to move in with her so that we could get our finances together. Us moving in with my mom was the foundation of us being where we are now. So I'm so grateful that I didn't, for the sake of ego, try to fake it and try to struggle to live on our own so that we could just say that we lived on our own. So that's what I'm talking about. Look at your situation and see how you can flip the same set of events to a perspective that reflects you being a person that you have full confidence in. And then do that to the whole story about your relationship, about your job, about where you live. Do that to the whole story. And then when you think about yourself, when you get that feeling, because whenever you think about yourself, your body feels something. Whenever you think about yourself, you want that feeling to align with pride, and not toxic pride, but pride that you are who you are, that you went through the circumstances that you went through to create this very specific human that you are. Feel proud of that. Feel the joy in that. Feel the gratitude in that. And that is how you go from being a person who does not believe in themselves to being a person who does. Okay. I'm even gonna hold you. That's all I got. I love you guys so much. Thank you so much for watching this video. If you liked it, give it a thumbs up so everybody on YouTube know that it's valuable. Also, if you'd like me to expand on anything that I talked about today, go ahead and let me know down in the comment box. Last but not least, please make sure that you're subscribed and then click that notification bell so that you can join the Bendy Bunch and become a reality bender yourself. I love you so much. You don't even know it. You don't even know. And I'm so grateful that I'm here to make these videos for you guys. I love you so much. And I will see you on Monday. Bye.